So then, once that's in place, once we can do things together, start and stop together, right? We can become fans of our first 5 notes. We just start with 5, although starting the second 9 weeks, that begins to expand rapidly. We start the first 9 weeks with 5 notes only, and then by Christmas, they'll know like 8 or 9, and then the spring they'll learn like a whole bunch more. And by the end of the school year, they'll know, believe it or not, most of the notes on their instrument. They'll know dozens, right? They'll know all the way up and down the instrument. So it becomes a growth curve that really begins to take off as we go into the winter and the spring. But now that they know 5 notes, that's enough to play a few songs you might recognize. Those first exercises probably didn't mean much to you. They're just exercises in the book. But now we play some tunes that like, oh, I know that, right? So we'll share some of those with you now. And we do a lot of other activities as well. We don't just play songs, right? We also have to learn new musical concepts, and we do that. Some of it is by counting and clapping. We do other activities to help us learn what we're doing. So if they're going to share with you one of the counting exercises we do. One, two, ready, go.
1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4.
And then they can take the concepts from that they apply learning how to count those rhythms, and then put that in the form of a scale. So what they're beginning to play here is their very first musical scale. If you've ever done piano lessons or lessons on any instrument, you know scales are like the thing. That's how you get good at your instrument. So they don't realize it yet, they don't quite know it's a scale, but it's a scale. So here's their first scale. Familiar nursery rhyme tune, and especially if you ever took recorder lessons, you definitely played this one. This is like the recorder classic. Since you're all here, they have just one more that they're going to share with you. Very brief, little informants. This is just what we learned in the first 4 or 5 weeks. But since I have you as a captive audience, I'm going to share this with you. Your child should be completing a playing test every week. If your child ever says, I don't have band work this week, check again. Okay. I love them, but check again. Okay? So, now, the one exception will be next week. I don't give a new assignment during the last week of the 9 weeks to give students an opportunity to do any makeups, right? But every week prior to this point, including this week, there's a new playing test that students have to submit. They turn it in on Canvas. So ask to see your child's Canvas page for band. All of the assignments are posted in the modules section. You click on the modules page, everything is listed there by week, right? There's a date on it. I always post them on Canvas on the Wednesday of each week, right? And then they're always due at 11:59 p.m. on the Saturday of each week. That gives 4 days, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, for students to go turn it in each week, the majority of the days of the week, right? So please encourage them to be practicing throughout the week. They shouldn't only practice when they're going to turn in a video, right? They should be practicing constantly on a regular basis, right? What worked well for my child when he was in middle school, just sharing a little bit of parent advice here, middle school starts really late, right? So my child practiced 20 minutes every school day before he went to school. Right? And that just made it consistent and easy, right? Just more routine, right? So, but come up with a routine that works for you, works for your child, works for your family's schedule, so that you can get in that regular practice time, and then you can submit the playing test at the end of each week. And the other thing to tell you all of this is important about how I grade is all of the grades I give are either it's going to be passed or not passed yet, right? They're either 1 if they pass it, or a 0 if they haven't passed it yet. But it doesn't mean fail, it just means try again. A 0, what does a 0 mean in Dr. Dad's class? Try again. 0 means try again, right? A 0 does not mean you failed, it means try again. So if you see a 0 for any band assignment, tell your child, go do it. Try again, okay? Unlimited tries, okay? No 0 is permanent in my class, just try again. Okay. Now, there's a late penalty for the first try. So they get 0.75 if their first attempt comes after the deadline, right? But as long as their first attempt is in on time, then any successive attempts get full credit. Okay. So I know it's a little different from how like a math teacher or a science teacher usually grades. It's called competency-based grading, but I really believe in it, and I think it's important for these students to go to build the skills that they need. So I know that's a little bit of an explanation. This isn't exactly a parent-teacher conference, but it kind of is. All right. So. Check your child's band grade, ask them to show you their Canvas page. Look for any 0, and if you see a 0, you have to go practice that. Turn it in, okay? And then I will grade it. So our last playing test for this 9 weeks is going to be this week. It's going to be definitely a song that you're familiar with and not ready to present tonight, but it's one you'll know, right? And then next week is makeups only for anybody who needs to retake anything, and then we'll have a whole new set. In the second 9 weeks, every week, new playing test, right? So if you have any questions or concerns about that, please don't hesitate to reach out to me. Remind is the best way to reach me. Okay, if you joined our Remind class, I sent the information home with your children at the beginning of the school year to join that class. It comes to my phone like a text message, I'll just text you right back. Pardon any misspellings, but I'll get back to you quickly. It's the fastest way to get a response from me. Okay, so if you don't have the Remind instructions, ask your child for it. I've given it to them like several times. But I'll give it to them again if they need it. Okay, or you can maybe even try to catch me in the band room and tell me what period your child is in, and I'll give it to you. Okay? After their last piece, you are going to hear what this sounds like eventually. It starts here, 5 notes, right? And then you're going to hear a jazz band. They sound awesome. Okay? The Fairview Jazz Band, they work real hard. They are known not just around Tallahassee, but around the state of Florida for being a great jazz band. So you're going to enjoy what you're going to hear with them. They're just going to give you 2 pieces, give you an idea of what they can do, and I hope you enjoy that. And then if you can stay to help with a little bit of cleanup,